What's up guys, this is Bolo, and in this video we're talking about the daily and weekly grind schedule needed to follow to ascend Fischl and Rust, if that's the bow you're using, as quickly as possible. So for a quick high level view, we need these materials to ascend her: the amethyst, the lightning prism, the small lampgrass, and the arrowheads. For Rust, we need the stone slab from Gaiun thing, the sacrificial knife, and the mask from Hilly Churls. And then, definitely not to be forgotten, we need, if you're a higher tier, you'll only past level 6 you'll need this, but we need the Spirit Locket of Boreas, arrowheads, and the Philosophies of Ballad to level up her talents. So we're going to start off with the dailies. These are from mobs that respawn either 12 to 24 hours, and of course the forageables. So we got the arrowhead, the mask, and the sacrificial knife. The arrowhead and the mask are dropped from different types of hilly churls. The sacrificial knife is dropped by Fatui agents, and then the small lampgrass will respawn every 48 hours. But there's enough on the map where you could probably collect this patch one day, this other patch another day, and you could either do it all in one go or you could split it up, and that way it's less of a grind on one of your days, depending on how much time you have. So I've talked about this before, but you can find the enemies that you need to fight in this enemies tab, in this journal thing. It's F1 by default. So easy is where you find the hilly churls, but I actually recommend you go to the elite enemies and search for the mid-churls and the hilly chieftain, because they'll be in large groups and you'll be able to get more loot in one go if you fight it that way. Also in the elite enemies tab is the Fatui agent you need to fight, which will drop that sacrificial knife of whatever tier you need. As for the small lampgrass, that'll be found here on this interactive world map I've talked about before. And as you can see, these are all the instances of small lampgrass. And even for the higher tiers, if you collect them all in one go, it's probably enough. If you want to divide it up into a couple days of the week, that'll also be great. They respawn every 48 hours. And now we get into these scheduled things that we need to grind for. These things are in domains that take our resin, and we need to plan them out as to when they're available and use our resin on those things. The main priority on Monday is to get the Divine Body of Gaiun, or its lower tier equivalent. We want to do the electrohypostasis if there is, if we've collected all our Gaiun stones. Like, we have all that material, then we'll focus on the lightning prism and the amethysts from the electrohypostasis. On Tuesday, we need the Spirit Locket of Boreas. The reason I put this on Tuesday, even though you can do it any day of the week, is just because it's early on in the week. This is a day where we don't need to grind for anything else specifically. And it's only 30 resin once a week. You can, actually, I think this challenge, you can actually only loot once a week at all. So this is really crucial you do it early on in the week so you can do it again the next one. So this is important for leveling up Fischl's talents. And then, of course, after we spend that 30 resin, we'll have about another 130 for the day. And so we can get lightning prisms and amethysts from the electrohypostasis again. Of course, if we have enough lightning prism or amethyst, we need to stop the electrohypostasis, but it's going to stay a backup for almost all these days. On Wednesday is the first day available to get the Philosophies of Ballad or its lower tier equivalent. And really focus on this day. It's important to not sleep on your talents. They make a huge difference in your character's actual ability to be competent. On Thursday, it looks just like Monday. It's the Divine Body from Gaiun. And Friday is actually our second day where nothing is scheduled. So I put here, you're just going to do the hypostasis. You know, you can get, if you don't do any resin top-offs, you can get 4 times on that electrohypostasis, which can actually make a big dent in this grind. And if you wanted to only do one or two, or if you already have all these materials that you need, maybe consider grinding an artifact engine for your desired artifacts, because I'm not going to be going into artifacts at all in this video. And Saturday is just another day to grind Ballad. Nothing new to see here. One day I really wanted to touch on and do justice is Sunday. So this is the day where you can grind both the Philosophies of Ballad or the Body from Gaion, depending on what you need. I really don't recommend doing any hypostasis or other bosses on Sunday, because it's the day you can really grind the domains you need to. And you just don't want to be spending that resin on bosses when you can do them every single day of the week. Here is a little picture that I've added that is a recap of everything. You want to take a screenshot or whatever you need to do to remember. This is literally the weekly breakdown of what you need to grind for if you're doing Fischl plus Rust. I will say Rust isn't Fischl's absolute best in slot, but it is an easier weapon to get. And because of that, I'm just sticking with it. That's the weapon I use, and that's why I'm choosing to go with it. But even if you have a different bow, your grind schedule will look really similar to this one. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I tried to really make the information in this one more compact than the Kaya one. If you liked it, leave a like. If you made it this far, consider subscribing, and don't forget to tell me how you feel in the comments below. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one.